Able to approve it. I mean, that's,
I just need a minute.
yeah. How do you pronounce your last
Okay, and
name?
is that quality good? It says it's starting light. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's what it looked like, so.
Okay, Tom, you're live.
Very
We're live?
Yeah, you're live.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start the meeting. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everyone. First item is approval of the agenda. The agenda's been put out, and there is three items I was requesting to add to it. One is Steve Hauser's request to declare the boiler, the unused boiler at the Armory as scrap, or as, how do we word that? We don't word it scrap.
Surplus.
Surplus,
Surplus of boiler.
yes. And then Lorraine Walsh with closure of Spring Road for the marathon, and then Megan Jasperson with the Purdue Extension in the 2021 report. Those three I would like to add to the agenda.
Do them all right after Pam?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Or after, yeah, that's fine.
I'll make that motion to change the agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and second, we'll vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Also vote aye. Agenda accepted with, approved with the amendments. Okay, so the first thing will be Pam.
Okay, first thing I have is payroll that was distributed on March 14th to all employees for $149,139.40. And also it's the comp time for the health department of $1,278.88, and that was the last one.
So no more overtime?
No more overtime payout.
That's good news for all.
Yep. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Also vote aye.
Okay, and the last I have is the payroll benefit claims that we have every month now, and that totaled to $94,152.71.
Entertain a motion or discussion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and second. Roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Also vote aye.
That's all I got.
All right, well, the next on the agenda, according to the changes, is Steve Hauser. You're on,
Okay.
You're up.
you're up. Greg wanted it after Pam.
Just to ask if you would consider declaring the old boiler system at the Armory as junk or surplus, whatever the proper term is. It's not been in use since the remodeling project at the Armory. One of them has a busted chamber in it. The other one, the control is bad on it.
Put it on there, yeah, or turn around. There we go.
There we go. The other one has a bad control on it. There's a lot of plumbing in there. Basically, it's just taking up space that we could use for extra storage. The coroner's office is needing extra storage space as well. Some of the things that we have moved to the new storage building, but some of the things we're wanting to store needs to be climate controlled. Some of the things that we have received from the state during the pandemic, some of the supplies and things. It would just be extra space. It measures about 22 and a half feet by 26. It's full of old plumbing now that is not being used. That was just an option that we would have, or that you might consider.
And you looked in quoting like having someone remove it, right? before,
Yes,
and it
yes.
was-
We had a rescue squad member offer to come in and cut it out.
Yeah.
He's also got some plumbing experience, so there wouldn't be a problem as far as capping off the old water lines and things like that.
I mean, but when you did get it quoted, it was like outrageously high to get it all cut out and everything else, right?
As far as-
To have someone that come in and demonstrate.
Yes, it was. Yes, that was back at the time of the remodel, so it just
Yeah.
basically sat there.
Right.
It's still just sitting there.
And the reason why you didn't repair it was cheaper to go with the other options.
Cheaper going with the mini splits in the offices, and they went with two LP gas heaters in the garage area. Yes.
So it's really obsolete then.
obsolete system.
It's
Yes.
just in the way.
It's just in the way. Right.
And I think the other cost was 300 or something like that.
$300, and then they would get rid of all the scrap and keep whatever scrap price is. I don't know what that is.
Entertained motion.
I'll make that motion, because we always need more storage.
Okay.
It's obsolete material. Second.
Yeah.
Okay, motion made and second. Vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Also vote aye. All right, next on the agenda, Brianna. You're getting comfortable here, aren't you?
I know. It's kind of misty, guys.
Yeah.
So this is April 9th, is the 5th annual Tell City Half Marathon. So I'm requesting to close Spring Road just the same as we did the other 4 years, from 8 a.m. to 11. Steve usually brings some barricades for me Friday night. We chatted about it briefly, and we put them up and take them down. We go through a day or two before and clean all the trash around that area, through Old 237 and through Spring Road, just so when we showcase it to all the people that are coming from out of town, it looks nice for the runners.
Yeah, I think that was a big deal, and I'm glad was able to improve that road, so it makes it a nice.
It's wonderful. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve,
Thank you,
do
thank
you
you.
have any issues?
No.
Okay.
And you'll be able to put the barricades up?
Yeah, we take them down there and leave them for them, they put them up that morning.
Okay. Good. Do we need a motion?
Yes, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and second, and vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Great.
Aye.
Also vote aye.
Thank
There
you.
go.
Can we make Tom run in?
Sure.
Ooh, I'll have to be nay on that one.
I have the registration sheet in my backpack.
Should put that in my motion, shouldn't I?
Thanks, Brianna.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is Rachel. Brooke.
Actually, it was Megan, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll put you afterwards.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm quick.
I just don't forget about it.
I didn't follow my arrows on that.
That's all right, that's all right.
I'm just here for your approval for the 2022 primary voting locations. Nothing has changed. Still, we changed from the VFW to the depot back in 2020, and we're going to continue with that. And we've called all the polling locations. Everything is good to go, set up, and just need your approval for it, so.
Okay.
So on these locations, are you going to be using the e-poll books?
For the primary, yes. We figured the election board figured it would be a good time, because it's not going to be a huge election, for the poll workers who are skeptical with it to kind of familiarize themselves with it, see how it works and all that, and then we'll decide again if we want to use it for the general.
So do all of them have internet then? at this point?
There are 2 places that we're going to look into, but we are also getting I don't know what you call it, but it's some kind of device that you hook to the machine that brings in the,
So a cradle.
yes, that's what it is, yes.
So that
They're
was-
giving us a cradle point or something? Okay, that's what he said.
Okay.
And
Because
we-
that was part of the motion, when I motioned for the grant to go through, there was a couple items on there. One was to try to not use them on the internet, which I realized you checked with the state and they said
Yeah.
that they have to be.
Yeah.
The other one was that they're in kiosk mode, so I don't know if that's still gonna happen or not, but I hope so. And then the other one was the cradles, to actually have them
Yes.
attached to cradles.
Yeah, and I think actually every single one of them is going to be attached to the cradle. We have them all already. They're in our locked up election room, or with the bipartisan lock. So, yeah, we have everything. I just don't, what's the kiosk mode again?
That's the one that locks it down so that you can't connect to random internet sources.
Okay,
And I like that. That adds security.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It allows you to only use that application, allows you to only be connected to whatever internet connection you're originally connected to.
Yeah.
You can't change it, all that good stuff. So that's the reason why I had them in my motion.
Yeah.
And I hope you follow that, so.
I'm not a tech person at all. I know nothing about that kind of stuff. But I know they were taking every single precaution with the e-poll books. But that's also not connected to the voting machines whatsoever.
I
So,
understand.
Yeah.
That's never been a question of mine.
Yeah. I know that's a question for a lot of people, but that's, yeah.
It is.
It's completely separate. So, and I hope with the primary too, with seeing all the e-poll books, I encourage everybody to get out and vote and try it. And honestly, it was recommended that I set one up and put it in training mode in my office during absentee voting and everything. And I think I'm going to, just when people come in to pay restitution or pay on a criminal case or small claims, just say, hey, will you try this? And I think I'm going to do that, just to let people kind of see what it is, get used to it, and kind of go from there.
It'd be a good chance for you to put it in kiosk mode too.
Yes,
Make sure that you
yes.
understand how that works.
Yep. So,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask one question?
sure.
I got the election board's minutes,
Yes.
and according to them, it's from the primary on out that you're using those.
Well, we're going to, I mean, it's eventually going to be mandated, and I probably shouldn't say this, but it's probably the start of the election year next year. It's going to be mandated by the state, so we're not going to have a choice. So, I mean, we're going to play it by ear for the general election. If it doesn't go well and we need to sit out a year, do some things, figure out, finagle, whatever, then we can. But we figured that with the primary, it's not a huge election, not everybody's going to be coming out to vote, that this would be a good opportunity to try it and see. But
I mean, I haven't looked at the minutes, like, is that true that the election board, or can they revisit that?
they can revisit it.
Okay.
Yep.
It's actually in the bylaw or whatever they wrote up, not the actual minutes. It's in, for the eco books.
Yeah.
The system they're using,
The protocol?
the protocol. I mean, it looked like bylaws to me.
Oh,
How to use it.
No, I don't mean to put
I
word in your
just- I
mouth,
had
I was
no idea
asking if
I did
that, I was just asking if that might.
So, I mean, it indicated that it was going to be used
Yep.
from here on.
Yep.
So,
And we'd be the only county not using them.
Hmm?
We'd be the only county not using them, so that's why we wanted to give it a shot, or the election board wanted to give it a shot.
It has nothing to do with the locations other than my question around the internet.
Right.
I wanted to make sure that, one, it was either secure internet, like secured, or it was,
Yeah.
and it has to be on a cradle at this point,
Yeah.
so.
And trust me, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure, we've never had an issue with security, never. I mean, knock on wood.
Right. I mean, I agree, Greg. I would feel more comfortable if they were in the kiosk mode.
Yeah.
I mean, and my 2 cents worth. I
Yeah.
mean, I would, if they have to be used, then they're used in the kiosk mode.
Yep.
So
And I'll make sure
and I
that
know you
happens.
give up the online support, immediate online support, but I think it's a good trade-off. Greg, is that,
Yeah.
Mhm. I agree.
okay?
It's still got risk. Everything that you put on the internet has risk.
Everything does.
But all I'm
Unfortunately.
trying to do is minimize what those are.
Mhm.
So that's, and I know that we have zero power to actually say, to do it,
Except our opinion.
except for
Yeah.
our opinion. And that's
Oh, and
what
everybody has that.
That's what I'm giving as my recommendation and opinion.
Yeah.
I know the election board has that authority, not me, so, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that.
Well, we have to look to the states pushing this, and like Rachel said, we might be the only county that's not using them, so that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
At least we're not the first county.
I know. And I want to do everything right. I want to please everybody. But there comes a point where I feel like I got to do what's right for the county, and everybody is moving to this. And I mean, I'm nervous too. It's something I've never done before, but I love it. And I really think once people see and how secure I think it's 100% going to be, it's going to be fantastic. We just got to get there. And it's just a rough road right now.
And I'd hate to be mandated to do it and go in blind.
Yes, so that was a big reason why we wanted to kind of go ahead and push to doing it this election, because it's going to be a small. So,
Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion to approve the polling locations. That's what,
I'll motion that, sorry.
okay?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second. Vote by roll call. Greg?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Also
I'll just
vote
get a
aye.
Copy from you later on. Thank you.
Greg make that or Randy?
Greg made it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Megan, with Purdue Extension?
Thought maybe you were trying to skip me because you thought I was gonna ask you to run a marathon. I assure you I won't.
I still think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm the health and human sciences educator, but
Well, you are wrong.
that's right. I just wanted to take this opportunity to officially introduce myself as the County Extension Director. Kathy Bursty has faithfully served in that role for many years, and we've made a transition. So also wanted to come today and share our annual report that has stories statewide of the good things that Purdue Extension is going on, and just thank you all for your support and continuous encouragement to us and to our programs.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good to meet you, Megan. I've heard about you, I just haven't met you yet. Okay, next on the agenda is Steve Howe with the Highway Department. Sorry, Alan, just today you be last.
What you wanna do first?
I don't care. You got the podium. Podium.
I'm asking your approval on our annual report that we submit each year to LTAP. I think Marilyn sent everybody a copy.
Yes, it
She
got
fixed
into
your,
my email somewhere, but I found it.
and
Thank
she
you.
fixed your name, she had it wrong on there, did you notice that?
No,
It's correct now.
okay.
I think I've had it a few weeks, so. I don't have any questions. Greg?
No, I ran through it this morning. Like I said, I emailed him last night in a flurry going, I can't find it. And but I found it, so. I was looking for it under your name, not
Oh.
Marilyn's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's the one that does that. If you have any questions, you probably have to ask her. I don't know much about the annual report.
It's lengthy.
Yeah.
All right, ready to motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made and second, and we'll vote by roll call. Greg?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
All right, I vote aye.
Also have a transfer request. We got a mechanic that's gonna be leaving, and our part-time mechanic has agreed to go ahead and work a little longer than he was aiming to. We anticipate we're gonna have problems finding a mechanic with CDL license for what we pay. So I'd like to transfer $4,788 from mechanic to part-time mechanic.
I entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made. Second, vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Yeah, good luck on finding
Yeah.
well, especially one as good as Louis is.
Yeah.
Allen.
Go ahead, thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay, next is Alvin.
I have affidavit for TIP District Number 3. It's from bond issue 2021, and it's $3,000 to pay the monthly invoice for the annual mitigation by the monitoring of the stream mitigation.
Is there a remediation plan? I got asked if there was like a plan.
Yes,
for the remedi- And I thought I had it. in my
you do
email.
have it.
Yeah, I cannot find anything in my email anymore because it's all
Right.
messed up at this point. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Is there any, can you resend it to me?
Yeah, I'll resend it to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
All right. Yep.
And the land that's being remediated, the other question that I got asked was, is it all county owned, the land that's being remediated?
No, the land that's, okay, the mediation is for our Riverview Industrial Park. The land in which the mediation occurred on the stream mitigation for Riverview, for the industrial park, and that these payments are for, is occurred on the Wapaka Foundries Montefiore site. The streams there is where that mediation occurred at. And then also on Tell City's parcel, as you enter into the Montefiore site, there's there. That's where the stream mitigation occurred at. But it's for the streams that were disturbed on Riverview Industrial Park,
Which the county owns.
which county?
Okay. I don't have any other questions. I am going to abstain because I could not find this anywhere in my emails to review. the abstention has nothing to do with the validity of it or anything else. It's just that I haven't reviewed it at all. So if you two want a motion to approve, that's cool with me.
That's fine. I'll make a motion.
Okay, and I'll second it.
And again, I apologize that my email, I know your email, I mean, it's just,
I keep a paper file on all of this.
I'm so.
Stacked up in my desk at home.
I am electronic based, but I'm starting to see the benefits of having some of this printed out, to tell you the truth, because,
Right. I mean, it clutters up the home office, but.
yeah.
Okay, we had a second to motion, vote by roll call. Randy?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
And also vote aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I abstained.
You
I'm just-
abstained, no wonder.
My brain was off, my brain was off,
Okay,
sorry.
2 and 1 abstention. Okay.
All
Thank you,
right,
Alvin.
thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Okay. Last on the agenda is Shelby Sandlin. Is that correct, Sandlin?
Yes, you got it.
All right.
I apologize if my voice is a little scratchy. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. So, got some papers here for you. One for you too. This is the draft of the income for the shelter. This actually is in a Excel spreadsheet that allows you to plug in numbers. So this is just kind of an estimate. The spreadsheet itself, say the numbers were a little higher than what they say here. Add them in, it calculates the total and changes the whole thing. Edgo's saying hi to everybody, so. She and I are a joint package. Wherever I go, she goes.
And she's training, finding people, right?
Yes,
That's
Echo
not the right
is a
terminology.
2-year-old Belgian Malinois. She is a search and rescue dog. I do train dogs on the side, and she's awesome. Everybody loves her. Yep, she's made friends.
Does she have a specialty on search? I mean,
Life Find.
okay.
Yep, we have done a little bit of, she's found some lost dogs, so she kind of does a little bit of everything, and I take her to schools, we go to nursing homes. I mean, she's just an all-around good girl. Yeah, she just had puppies. They are all going to service work, veterans, totally 100%. What my heart feels passionate about is service dogs and helping veterans. So, she's pretty cool. Come on. Hey, come. All right, so I've talked a little bit with some influential members of the community, and I would like to propose a shelter budget. Like I said, you've got the income and then the expenses. I understand that there is going to be a lot more fundraising to add to this later. I have a couple key organizations that are interested in helping me pursue this. Best Friends Animal Society is one of them. They are a nonprofit that is nationwide, and their whole goal is to help other shelters, other nonprofits, rescues, resources, grants. They've got a lawyer team that helps with legal matters, and they specialize in it. So they're very, what's the word? I don't know. They're one of the top names in animal welfare. So they are on board with helping me in this endeavor, and Liz from Best Friends actually came and viewed the facility, and she's just astonished. This facility has so much potential to go a long way, and like I said, they're 100% on board with helping with this. Vanderburg Humane Society in Evansville is also on board with helping. I've met with them a couple of times, and there's a great need for a bigger facility in southern Indiana. Overpopulation of animals is something we are battling nationwide. So, and I've heard there's quite a bit of a cat problem here in Perry County. So this is definitely good in the making to help us deal with those issues. I'm from Harrison County Animal Control, Sorry I didn't mention that before. I'm the operations coordinator there. I've been doing animal control work for 3 years now. And that we have also battled overpopulation of animals in Harrison County and have had a very good success rate in fixing these issues. I did the numbers at the beginning of the year. We had a 94% live release rate. That's adoptions, return to owner, rescue, 3,000 animals easy in a year, and 94% went to homes. That's pretty good. 521 of those were specifically sent to rescues. So we have a good base of knowledge to help with this. So I feel like this proposal, eventually, we can get things done, is where I'm pretty much going with it. Not sure if any questions about that. I'm not used to public speaking still, so.
You're doing good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know animals the best, and we're slowly working on getting the leadership aspect of this going for myself. I just graduated with a associate's in criminal justice, so still kind of working out the management side of this, but I feel like I've got a pretty good team set up to help get this rolling.
Well, you put a lot of effort in this, and I'm hoping that we can get a shelter open sooner, because I feel like the previous shelter left us with a great facility
Yes, sir.
that needs a great manager.
And I 100% agree. And even if it wasn't myself, I feel like there's a lot of potential for that facility. Just the way that it's set up and that back half being really undeveloped, that brings a lot of extra fundraising into the building. Boarding. I personally would bring in once a week dog training with people who adopt animals, because that's the biggest thing we see. They come in, they adopt a dog that's been there for 2-3 months. They're going to be wild in those kennels 24/7. We see a lot of dogs brought back too wild, can't handle it, it's chewing up my furniture. A little bit of training goes a long way. So there's a lot of capabilities there to not just income for animal adoptions, but fundraising. Vanderburg has a second item store in their facility where people donate yard sale items. They have a group of volunteers that come in and they sell it as a fundraiser. So that was one of the driving forces of what affords vet care, feed, enrichment stuff, and that kind of thing.
Do you believe that you have the veterinarian issue
Absolutely.
controlled?
I've had, between Vanderburg has a vet on staff. They are willing to help in the initial couple months until we get something nailed down. I've got 2 mobile vets that are interested in working with us. We're just kind of seeing where this goes because we are still in the preliminary. And if everything goes great, they'll come to us.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Good.
That's been the hardest leg
Yeah.
of this for us to complete, to tell you
Yeah,
the truth.
and I haven't been able to actually been here in county to actually go talk to the vets in the area myself, because I know that there was some, just typical stuff in the past. Well, I'm not the past, I'm different. So I wanted to actually talk to some of the business owners in the community and get a feel for everybody. This is what I'm proposing, this is what I've got. Echo is a great ambassador to bring around and get people to talk. So it's just something I just haven't got the chance to do yet, because I wanted to talk to you guys first and get it on the board before we put too much effort into this and then it come back, probably not right now.
Well, I just now got this, so haven't studied it. Just at a glance, it looks good. And I will say this, I'm anxious to get this moving.
I sent an email of the income spreadsheet to the emails that you sent me.
Yeah.
So that
you
it
got it in your email again.
Yeah.
Do not open attachments.
Sorry, it's email based.
Right now, we're in the paper mode.
Yeah.
Would be great.
I got paper for you, but
Oh, goodness.
if you get the chance to look into it, like I said, it's set up that, I've got preliminary numbers of 100 adoptions for the first year. You can add, well, say it's a good year,
I
people,
think
and you have
that-
150. Well, that changes the whole total, and it'll give you what the actual income is.
I think that there is a need for adoptions and shelter both. So when you put those together,
Absolutely.
we solve the problem. I mean, that's, so, and somebody with your energy. is what it's gonna take.
Yeah, animals and animal welfare is,
Mhm.
that's what I'm bred to do. I'm built for it.
At this point in time, I don't think there's anything to motion, but
Right.
I do want to extend my support.
I appreciate that.
You know, I hope you know that already.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
But publicly in this meeting, I want to
Yeah.
also offer that. I mean, I know that you have kind of a goal. In your mind, you've kind of told me a time frame. Do you want to share possibly what you think that might
I'm
be?
thinking, like we talked about, 6 to 9 months, getting all of our ducks in a row with, I know, with government, the FASCO years and all that, a potential opening date of January 1st. We're got our teams in place, everybody's trained, our food's lined up, our donors are lined up, ready to hit the ground running. Granted, I would like to come in a couple months before that and actually get the facility cleaned up, get our volunteers lined up, but an actual opened, ready for business of the beginning of the year. And if things take off crazy and they go the way we want them to and everything works out, we can bump that up a couple months, but that's the estimated goal plan.
Well, I'm like Greg, I want to give my public support to your efforts. And if you see something that we can do as commissioner, my personally, don't hesitate to bring it up.
Absolutely.
Just to, speed the process. I don't want to push because I want it right.
Right, and that's the biggest thing, is we want to
Yeah.
do this right and correct.
Yeah, so you got
And
my
that's why I was
support.
glad when she gave me that timeline of 6 to 9 months, because I was like, okay, she
It kind of makes
has her
sense.
mindset in the right place in the sense that she knows that to get through Tell City and Hamilton and
Yeah.
us and council, and it's going to take, that in itself just takes time.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone-
Harrison
let alone
County
prepping.
really
Yeah.
helped me learn that things are going to go at their own process, at their own
Yeah.
speed. And if you rush it too much, that's when you're going to start running into issues and problems.
Well, I think together we can push forward. And
Oh, sure.
so don't be nervous about asking, just,
Yeah,
and even if you think that it's a dumb question or, hey, the only dumb question is ones that are not asked.
I asked
Right.
lots of them.
What's the worst you could tell me? No? Well, then we'll
Well,
come back
yeah.
with something different.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, and utilize all resources, there's a lot of resources, so, but I've voiced my personal opinion that, yes, you have my support and anything that I can do, and I would support it if it come across the desk of the commission, so.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I'll make a couple comments, and I'll say this too, same as what the other two commissioners said, I support this 100%. I think it's probably the best thing we got going. We've been working on this a long time, and I'm glad you came about to help us through this. So, I know it's gonna be budget time, we'll be figuring out.
Yep.
And that's as long as us and Tell City and County and all of them, so we'll all work together on that and try to
Perfect.
put some funding.
Yeah,
in
I'm pretty
place.
much always, anytime I can be available. So if there is something that comes up, you're like, hey, you should probably sit in on this, just let me know. I'm totally down for whatever, whatever meeting I've got to sit in, or whoever I need to talk to, that kind of thing. No problem.
Now, the commissioners, this will fall under the commissioner's budget. Okay, and the commissioners usually prepare their budget in June.
Okay.
So if there's any adjustments to that we need to discuss, this is almost the end of March, so.
Right.
We need to
It'll come pretty quick.
Perfect.
come pretty quick.
And it's the same for the two cities too, if you.
Okay.
If you want to, I mean, this is.
Yeah,
it's getting
I'll
closer.
definitely, if we can, I can get a list of when meetings are and whatnot to at least start, talking to people, making it known, hey, this is what we're
Don't hesitate to reach out
presenting.
to Teresa,
Okay.
our administrator, that,
She works a lot with the budget for us.
Perfect,
yeah.
perfect.
And her Pam too, of course.
Don't want to forget Pam.
Pam.
Anything else, like I say, we'll do everything we possibly can to get this going.
I appreciate that.
And do it right.
Yep.
I like
Appreciate
the
that.
ideas of utilizing the undeveloped portions of the building to help support it. I mean, I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely. And that, I feel like that's one of the key things that can either make or break a shelter is, it's one thing to have the facility to hold animals. You got to be able to move those animals. You got to be able to make sure they're happy, their enrichment, because a happier, healthier dog is going to make for a happier, healthier dog in the home.
Right.
And then you won't have the issue of people bringing them back.
Well, then that's the aspect, that and pet owners are the same as the pets. They gotta get used to each other, they don't know what to expect, and they take it home, and then, oh my gosh, you see
Yeah.
that in the couch, and they bring it back to you, so, well, wait a minute, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
And have that resource to work on that, then that just moves them, so it
Absolutely.
makes perfect sense. So,
With your experience in the past with shelters, it lives on donations.
Yes. Harrison County, we pride ourselves in our ability to get our community to reach out with donations. And it gives people the sense of, prideful that they're supporting a good cause. And just like with land and all that, people want something to be passionate about. And animals are one of the top things I know in this line of work that people get the most passionate about the quickest. So donations, whether it's just newspapers to line cat kennels, that gives somebody some sense of, they got to help out a homeless animal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's,
Yeah, it's,
and I won't speak out of turn, but another resource is Miss Megan here with Purdue Extension.
Mhm.
They might surprise you what Purdue has available,
Mhm.
and having a connection with their, they get the vet school and the Purdue Extension.
yeah.
You may reach out and get to know Megan.
We'll touch base.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So what's our next step?
I think at this point, it's really on her shoulders still.
Yep.
With our support behind her. I mean, I don't think
Yep.
there's really a motion, anything that we can do at this point, so.
Perfect. Well, then we'll get together a list of meetings to put on the calendar for the other cities and
Yeah.
whatnot, and
Mhm.
start getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, and if you need help getting contacts, let us know, we'll help you
Yeah,
with that.
that'll be probably not the next step, but the next prominent one is contacts in, the community, because unfortunately I do live in Washington County, so it is about an hour drive for me, so
Live in
have it.
Washington County?
Yes, I'm on 66, just right across Crawford County, so it's not too bad of a drive, just 37 straight here, but that does kind of limit in my ability to, hey, I don't know you on a first name basis, so contacts of people that I can just at least start talking to and getting that, getting that out there.
Right,
will
she's
be-
not asking, this is just FYI.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Yep, you're very welcome.
Jim?
Shelby, I just want to make a comment that even though I'm not an officer, I'm going to do my best to try and get support.
I appreciate that, sir.
And for people that, Jim Carter that made that comment, some people around the,
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I
Yeah.
just want to say
Cyber world.
that volunteers are very important, and I'm going to do my best to try to get the community society, they're not volunteers with this vote.
okay, miscellaneous, next meeting?
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you looking at? Usually you're on the ball.
I talked to you before. One thing I think we need to talk about is moving forward with the lighting situation. We either do it or we don't.
Well, I actually asked if we had.
And you have them all.
Well, I have them all, but I didn't have them all today in front of me to be able to make
Okay.
a decision. And that's what we talked about. Tom said the same thing. Without having them in front of us and the review in front of us.
And that's fine, and we just,
But
I'm just, we just keep kicking it down the road, and I just don't know where you want to go from
The only thing
here.
we keep down the road, Alan, is that we wanted to have a local bid. We've got that in our hands now, so
Yeah.
there is no kicking it down the road. It's trying to get the three pieces together, and we've got those now, so.
Okay, if you say, yeah, that's fine.
But as soon as these two have reviewed it and I've reviewed the three, then I'm ready to go.
Okay, well, that's why you sent me the email text last week,
Yeah,
and that's what.
I actually asked for this. That's the reason I probably got
Okay.
this today, is I
Well,
emailed you and asked for it.
I appreciate you fronting me out then, because I did say that we did have them. I thought you already had them, Greg.
No.
Okay.
Not this one, I didn't.
Okay, I thought you already had them, because we've already sent them to
The
you.
email with the quote attached itself to, I got a string of emails as long as your arm.
Yeah, but this one was
with
not
that
ever
all
sent out.
attached.
This is the first time we've seen this, is today sitting on our desk,
Yeah.
so.
Right. So we're,
Okay,
yeah.
can we make a,
Can't send anything. Everything is blocked.
Okay, well, I apologize for that. I thought we already done that, so.
I know where we're at, Alan. I say, us commit ourselves to the next meeting to make a decision. That should give us time.
I have no problem with that.
It's fine.
Yeah, we got all three.
Yeah, but you're right, we need to quit kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
We have all three. If I had all.
I like the regional one myself. That's where, if I had to vote today, that's one I'd go for.
Okay. So you want to, can you put it on the next agenda then?
Absolutely.
Yes. Can you make that note for Teresa?
So I do have some good news. I have partnered with a group called 525 Foundation, and what that is going to bring to Perry County, to the Perry County Sheriff's Office, we are going to have a drop box for drugs. Any unwanted drugs, people can bring it to the Perry County Sheriff's Office also. I know the Tell City Police Department has one, but we can bring it to the Perry County Sheriff's Office and drop off unwanted medications. This started, and I hope you get a chance to look up the 525 Foundation, but a very touching story that got me interested once I learned about it. So I sent them an email that we were interested, and the next thing I know, it showed up at the Sheriff's Office. So pretty excited. Greg Hendershot is actually installing it right now as we thing, and I've also got the news coming after we leave from here.
Is there a lot of participation with Tell Cities? Do they see a lot of?
I know I started it back at Tell City Police Department, and there was, I don't know what now, but I know back then there was a lot of participation.
Well, maybe the more publicity we get on it, the better.
Yeah. But I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you get a chance to look it up, 525, and I know the news is going to put something out today. We've already met, and she's going to come over afterwards, so I do appreciate you all letting me do that, so.
Good.
All right?
Like solid waste once a year or twice a year has a drug pickup.
Yes,
So
we still
could
participate.
Probably use the detention center sometime for that too.
Yes, yeah, we will still participate.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
Thanks. Anybody else? Okay, next meeting? What?
You're Teresa today.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Teresa would have already been on top of it,
It's
just saying.
April the 4th at 6 p.m. on.
Wow.
You're changing it.
That's right, April 4th.
April 4th at 6
6 p.m.
You totally caught me off guard.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
We all have a mentor.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, Pam, that meeting's not here, is it April 4th?
Do you guys know, you discussed it
Oh,
next
yeah.
meeting?
That's the play.
It's gonna be at the Armory.
Armory,
I
yes.
thought it would be at the Armory.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, no, at the last meeting they decided.
The Armory Annex.
Yes, at the Armory Annex.
Training room, which you enter from Telstra.
The poll equipment meeting that you're gonna do where you actually like
The public test?
test it or whatever, you're doing it at like 2 o'clock. Is there any way to move that later in the afternoon so people can actually come?
That is strictly microvote, that's all them. I have no choice in that.
So that's the company that we hire though, isn't it?
Yes.
So we can't tell them when we wanna do it?
I can see if I can get it later, but, well,
I mean, it's like, 2 o'clock is like in the middle of the afternoon. Is the-
I know, and it's always been like that. I can see what I can do.
Okay. And it's not something that you can live stream either, is it? That's another option, I would think, be able to live stream it,
Yeah,
because,
I mean, I don't see why we couldn't,
yeah.
because it's not a security thing really, so.
Then it's really public at that point, everybody gets to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me look into that. I don't see why we couldn't, honestly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to,
No, that's fine.
I forgot about it during the meeting.
Well, I don't know how to live stream or anything. Is that something you could come do?
I might be able to beg a favor out of Teresa. Where's it done at?
We're gonna do it in here.
In here?
Only because in the past we've always done it in our little side election room. But I'm hoping, I tried to encourage, a long time ago that no one comes to these public tests, that people will start to come.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to have it in here, maybe getting.
Well, that's the other thing about the time, that's the reason why I asked about the time, because, I mean, even if some people are interested, they might be working or whatever.
I know.
But if we live stream it and post it, then at least
Yeah.
they can view it.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
All right.
Sorry, sidebar there.
Can I make you a copy of it and send it to you?
Yep.
Who won? I said,
Unless she's
we'll
got
see you
it.
won.
I'll make a copy and I'll send it.
If you can email it.
All of if you can. Well, exactly. I mean,
No, I gotta meet with,
I had this morning, I had 14 or 15
I'll get it.
emails that were finished. It was attached to an email. But I
She
had
might
6
even have a
Van
number.
Buren County court
Here,
hearings
take
they
this
wanted to
one.
have. They got blocked, and I couldn't get those.
okay, thanks.
So the ones I'm wanting to get, his system's blocked.
Ones you
The
don't want to
ones
get.
that ones that are supposed to be blocked, I can get through.
Do you have any other copies?
You can actually have mine, because I can have it electronic.
Okay, because I gave it.
There's that one.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll take it home.
There's 2 copies.
Review later.
Bill, do you guys-
I'll drop your name out there.
Actually, Alan is wanting one, so I gave him mine.
Okay. Is that, you want a copy of it? Or you got?
Here, send me a copy. I've got a copy of this.
Okay.
I'm still down here.
I'll email you guys the,
Yeah, if you can meet with her, would I rather see the contract?
she just read it. She said it's a good starting point. So I'm going to email it to you guys.
Yeah.